Okay, let's dive right in. Thank you everyone so much for attending this training. My name is Stacy Miller. I'm CCAN's Digital Campaigns Coordinator, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview on how to use social media for climate campaigns. So if you're viewing this lecture, it's a good background information on all of the major social media platforms and how you can use them to boost the climate campaigns that we're running. So contacting legislators, getting the word out there on social media, all of these things are going to be really helpful as we're in the digital age. So thanks for joining this training today. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview about all of the major social media platforms. So Facebook is the main one. It was founded in 2004. There are 2.4 billion monthly active users of Facebook, and 1.6 billion of those are daily active users. The number of people using Facebook on a mobile device is about 88%, and the daily average time spent on Facebook per user is about 58 minutes, so almost a full hour. Okay, let's transition into one of the next popular social media apps. That would be Instagram. Facebook actually owns Instagram, and it was purchased by Facebook shortly after it was founded. So it was founded in 2010. Monthly active users is about 1 billion people. Daily active users is about 600 million people. And there's a feature called Facebook Stories, which I'm going to go into later in the presentation. Daily Stories users is about 500 million, and the number of posts per day is about 95 million. So there are so many users all around the world using this technology. Okay, let's transition into YouTube. YouTube was founded in 2005. Monthly active users is 1.9 billion. Daily active users is 149 million. This is still a huge percentage of the population, and a large number of these users are in the US. Daily video views on YouTube is about 5 billion. So what that means is multiple people are watching multiple videos. So if you're only getting 149 million active users, but you have 5 billion video views a day, that means each user, as they're logging in, and their average visit is about 40 minutes, they're watching multiple YouTube videos. So they're consuming many, many hours of content per use. And lastly, we're going to talk about Twitter today. Twitter was founded in 2006. Its monthly active users are 330 million. That's about the size of the US population. And daily active users are 134 million. Daily, the number of new accounts created are 460,000, which is a huge number. And daily tweets are 140 million. So again, we're seeing here people are posting to their social media profile of choice multiple times a day. Okay, so let's first go over Facebook. This is what the Facebook layout looked like back in 2008 when it launched. This is the early Facebook platform. As you know, I'm sure it was founded by Mark Zuckerberg, a college student originally from California. Originally from New York. But let's talk about, I guess, what we use Facebook for, and that would be to advertise petitions, emails to legislators, phone calls to elected officials, advertising blog posts, promoting events, as well as promoting events, driving turnout to other events that CCAN does not put on, but events that we're supporting by our partner or coalition org events. We'll use it for general education, sharing the latest articles and climate science research, sharing the latest news on all of our campaigns. That would mean things like sharing op-eds and editorials that highlight the momentum of our campaigns, and sharing LTEs if they're really good. Okay, so let's go into some posting basics for Facebook. So if you're new to Facebook, you don't know what all these buttons mean, let's go into it. So the way you would add to your post is you'll open up Facebook, go to your Facebook homepage, and then at the top you should see, if you're signed in with your profile, you should see at the top your name and then a space where you can click to add your text. And then in addition to adding your text, you can also add links to articles. And here, down here where it says add to your post, all of these things are different tools that you can use to enhance your post, and you can add more content to your post. So you can add a photo or a video. So you would click here and it would give you the option to upload whatever photo or video you would like to share. Same thing over here with a GIF, which is just a moving image that's set on a loop. I'm sure you've seen them. You can also tag friends in your post. You can check into a certain location. You can also share how you're feeling or what you're working on. You can also go live on Facebook, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. You can also donate and set up a Facebook fundraiser with this support nonprofit tool, or you could host a Facebook watch party. What a Facebook watch party means is if there is a file already on YouTube that you want to watch, like a video that another Facebook user or group has posted, you can click watch party, search for that video, and then you can host a watch party and watch it with your friends live on Facebook. Okay, so that's how you post. Let's go into how you can share other people's posts, like if you want to help out CCAN, if you want to spread the news on our campaigns using social media, sharing CCAN's posts is a great way to do that. So the basics on how you do this is you would find your posts of choice in your newsfeed. Then you have these buttons down here at the bottom. You can like, you can comment, you can share. So go ahead and click on share. If you go to like, you see these different icons pop up. These are different reactions. So this one means like, this one means love. This one is a laughing face. You have one, this is wow. You also have a sad face, and you have an angry face. So you have a wide variety of options that you can choose from in order to indicate how you're feeling about a certain post. But if you go ahead and click share, these options will pop up. And so you can either share now to your own Facebook timeline. You can write a post. If you share now, that's a direct share. So it's going to go directly to your Facebook timeline without some comments from you. If you want to add some comments about the content that you're sharing, you can go ahead and hit write post. And then that will take you to a new window where you can input your language, and then you can go ahead and hit post. You can also send whatever content this is, this post, this article, you can send it in Facebook Messenger to any of your friends. You can also share to a group. So if you're in a Facebook group and you want to share this content, you can do that as well. You can also share it directly to a friend's timeline. So you would hit share on a friend's timeline. It would open up a new window where you can type in your friend's name, find them, and go ahead and post it to their wall. Hopefully that all makes sense. Okay, so that was the basics on Facebook, but let's go into some tips and some background for people of all experience levels. So this is going to help you take your Facebook game to the next level. So CCAN uses engaging networks links. We use Engaging Networks as our CRM platform. If you've ever taken an action with us, that is likely an Engaging Networks link. So this first tip is involving links. What I mean by that is if you are sharing a link on Facebook along with your post, whenever you are done with the link, and if the link loads a preview, you can actually go ahead and delete that link, and the preview will still appear in your Facebook post. So it's one way to declutter your Facebook post, make it a little less cumbersome with a really long link. So this first tip is basically use a short link to either make your link smaller. If you need help doing that, let us know at CCAN and we'll be happy to help you. Sometimes, right, and so this goes into my second point. Sometimes when you're sharing a link, it will show up and you'll see different image options. My best advice would be to pick one of these images in this rotating list of image cards. So check the X box to delete the others and just have one static image with your link. And then you're going to go ahead and delete the URL after it loads a little preview. So people will still be able to click on whatever link you're sharing. It'll just not have your link in the post, and that's okay. Great. And lastly, sharing CCAN's posts will help them go farther, and it allows you to add your own message. So my point here is basically sharing is a really easy way to get the word out there. So you don't have to write anything to go along with your post. Just go ahead and share that content, and your friends will see that. And the more eyes that are on our post, the more powerful we can become together. The further our message will go, the louder our voice collectively becomes together. And so that's why we're asking you to share our social media content so we can help get the word out there about climate science and putting forth strong climate policy in our region. And lastly, I'll just say shorter video clips perform better if you're recording a video, if you're sharing a video created by someone else. The shorter the better in terms of people's attention span and how you can get people to pay attention to the content that you're sharing. Okay, let's move on. So some people are wondering about Facebook's algorithm. What I mean by that is, if you don't know what that means, the way Facebook shows you what content is available to you based on your friends, based on the pages that you like. So I'm sure many of you have heard about Facebook's algorithm in the context of, if you are a liberal person, sometimes there can be created a sort of social media echo chamber where Facebook is reinforcing your values by only showing you content that you yourself have liked or interacted with in the past. So they're showing you things that they think you're going to like based on how you've behaved in the past on social media. So Facebook's algorithm works by ranking all available posts that can display on a user's newsfeed based on how likely that user will have a positive reaction. So Facebook's algorithm is based on these factors. The inventory of all posts available to display, signals that tell Facebook what each post is, predictions on how you will react based on your past behavior, and a final score assigned to the content based on all of these factors. So what does this mean for you as a social media user? It just means you're going to want to like and share content that is important to you. And that way Facebook will continue to show you content that you're going to like. So if you're really passionate about climate and the environment, make sure you're reacting positively and sharing content from organizations that you trust and organizations that have a good, strong track record on factual climate science, and that way you'll be able to continue to be seeing that content in your Facebook newsfeed. Okay, so this is more of a personal Facebook tip. I'm going to talk to you about how you can manage the content you're seeing from your friends. So here's a sample of a post that I'm seeing in my timeline from a friend of mine. And if you go ahead and click the three dots at the top of each person's post, you see all of these different options in terms of ways you can interact with them. So if I really like this post and I want to view it later, you can hit Save Post. It'll add it to your saved inventory and you can go ahead and view it later. You can turn on notifications for this post if this is a topic that you want to follow and you want to get notified when someone else comments on this post. You can hit that. You can hide this post, meaning you won't see it again in your timeline or newsfeed. You can also snooze this person, which means you'll temporarily stop seeing their posts. You can also unfollow them, which means you will continue to be Facebook friends. You're not unfriending them, but you're no longer going to see the content that they're posting in your timeline. And then you can also report the post if something is spam, if you're concerned about something, if you think someone's account was hacked, you can go ahead and hit report post. And then if you want to go ahead and if you do want to unfriend someone, for example, or you want to direct message them, you can go ahead and hover over their name and then it tells you more information. You can send them a message. If you want to unfriend them, hit this friend icon right here. You can also see your friendship, so see all of the posts that you're both tagged in, or you can block them, which is an option that's available to you. Okay, so let's talk about curating your Facebook feed. So, like I was discussing earlier with the Facebook algorithm, liking different news outlets, environmental organizations, public officials like your elected officials, and different influencers will help diversify the content that you're seeing. So you can kind of create your own experience on Facebook. So the way you will check your newsfeed preferences, go to settings, which is a tool that's up in the top toolbar at the top of your Facebook screen. Hit this down arrow here. It'll pull up settings. Click on newsfeed preferences and it will take you here. So you can take control of your newsfeed and select the friends or pages of organizations of who you want to see first. You can also unfollow people, which will you'll continue to stay friends with someone, but you won't see their content necessarily. You can snooze different people. So if you have an annoying Facebook friend that you don't want to see for a little while, you can snooze them, which will hide them from you for a period of time. You can also find people to reconnect with. If you're interested in connecting with someone, you can click this and it'll show you the options in terms of different pages or groups or people you've unfollowed. Okay, and that's just a way that you can find more content that you're going to like and make sure you're seeing all of the important information from the people or the pages that you want to see. Okay, so lastly, we're going to talk about Facebook friends lists. So this is something I recommend if you have a lot of Facebook friends and you're trying to curate that content. So it allows you to only show a post to a certain list that you create and add members to, or it allows you to see what's being posted by a certain group of people that you put on a list. So your Facebook friends won't know that they're on a certain list or are restricted. If you can also put them on your restricted list if you want to have them not see what content you're posting, but you're still remaining friends with them. So you're not unfriending them, but you're limiting what content they can see from what you're posting. Okay, and so you can create a list. You can choose which list to target when you're drafting a post, and the way you would go and set up these different friend lists is by going to your settings. Or you can also find it on your tools on the left-hand side of your page under Explore. So friend list is down here. Okay, let's talk about Facebook Live. So CCAN uses Facebook Live to directly transmit advocacy actions to the general public as they're occurring. Facebook alerts our followers when we go live, so that allows us the opportunity to instantly engage with our base. The video will also get prioritized in the newsfeed, which we can capitalize on to get more coverage of our actions and our messaging. So examples of where we've used Facebook Live in the past, that would be rallies, petition drops, press conferences, big marches. We've also done general education and announcements with an organizer via Facebook Live. So some examples of our recent Facebook Lives. We were in Baltimore for a hearing with the Maryland Energy Administration. We were live at our annual Polar Bear Plunge. We went live at our Rebuild Maryland Climate Summit, which was a conference. And yeah, so you can see that Facebook Live can be used in a lot of different ways. for a lot of different reasons. Okay, so let's go into Facebook groups. I'm sure some of you are already members of Facebook groups, but if you don't already know, Facebook groups are a great way to connect with people and be in community with other people who have the same beliefs as you, the same issue preferences. So for climate campaigners, Facebook groups is really important as a gathering space and a way to transmit information. So if you're a part of a group, if you're an admin of a group, these admin tools will show up to you on the left-hand side of your page. And if you're a member of a group, you'll also see some tools, and those will be on the left-hand side of your page. So what are some ways we can maximize Facebook groups? So invite your fellow volunteers into a group, encouraging your friends to post in the group. If you're an admin of a Facebook group, you can schedule content to post. And then my last bit of advice would just be monitor the group frequently to answer urgent questions or moderate the comments. Okay, last Facebook tool we're going to talk about is Facebook Messenger, and then we have Town Hall after this. So sorry about that. Facebook Messenger is one way you can connect with other people. On Facebook, it's like a direct messaging system, much like text messaging, but it all happens within the Facebook app, and there's actually, for your mobile device, a separate Facebook Messenger app. But if you're using the desktop version on your computer, you don't have to leave Facebook. Facebook Messenger is right there within the platform for you. So the way you'll reach Facebook Messenger is if you're on a desktop, on a computer device, you'll look at your Facebook tools at the top of your page, and you'll see this little message icon. This is where you go to Facebook Messenger, and all of your recent conversations will be right here. So what are some of the tools? If you click on a message, the message with that person will pop up, that conversation will pop up, and then you have a number of different options within Facebook Messenger on how to engage with this person. So once you're in a chat with them, this chat window over here will pop up. But if you want to see what settings and different options you have, go ahead and click on these three dots here. This drop-down menu will pop up, and you'll see different options that you have. So you can change the color of the conversation, you can add emojis, you can rename someone in your Facebook Messenger, you can start to create a group with this person. You can also mute this conversation, which will hide your notifications. Ignore messages just means any messages further you get from this person will automatically go into your read inbox, meaning it's already been read. You're not going to get a notification. You can block a person. You can also delete this conversation. So those are all the tools that you have available to you. Okay, let's talk about the new Facebook layout versus the old Facebook layout. So Facebook is rolling out a new desktop version layout, a new different color scheme, and the way that you see and interact with the tools is just a little bit different. So right now, Facebook is starting to roll that out, so it's important to be aware of what changes are coming. So this was the old Facebook. This is what the new Facebook looks like. So you can see your tools at the top are a little bit different. It's a white bar at the top, and it's a little bit more streamlined. So this is what it looks like. So it's white, it's very crisp, but all of your same tools are up here. So what are these tools up here? This home icon is the home icon wherever you are in Facebook. If you want to return to this home screen, just hit the home. This video icon is for Facebook video, so click on that. It'll show you all of the videos that you have available to watch. This icon up here at the top is Facebook Marketplace, where people are selling things, and you can do that on Facebook too. This icon over here is groups, so that'll be where your different Facebook groups that you're a member of are. And then lastly over here on the far right is Facebook Gaming. I don't have a ton of information about that for you, but if you want to use that as a tool, that is something that's available to you on Facebook. Okay, let's talk about your tools. In this new and old version of Facebook, your tools will always be on the left-hand side of your page. So you have your events here, you have different pages that you are an admin of. If you're not an admin of any pages, this probably won't pop up for you. Facebook Marketplace, where people are selling things. Facebook Watch, where all of your videos are, all of different videos that have been posted by other people that you can watch. All of your own videos are going to be on your own profile. Facebook groups, as I was saying, will show you all of the different groups you are a part of or different groups that you are able to join. Fundraisers, if you yourself or anyone you know are currently fundraising for an organization, that'll pop up right there. Again, friend lists, as I talked about, which is how you can segment your friends into different lists. And then you also have games, weather, movies, and at the very bottom, Facebook Town Hall, which I'm going to go into a little bit later. Okay, so how do you switch to the new version of Facebook? The way you would do that is you will hit your settings at the far right corner of your window, and then on the top right corner of your screen, click that little down arrow that means account, and then you would go to, it's right here, switch to, I'm using the new version of Facebook, so I would go ahead and switch back to the classic Facebook. Okay, so you might be asking, what are these new Facebook updates? What's the difference between new Facebook and old Facebook? That's a good question. So here are just some of the new features that are being rolled out with the new Facebook, and I'm sure a ton of new features will be rolled out eventually as well. So Facebook is releasing a new mood for stories frames. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. Facebook, like Instagram, offers you a way to post stories, which is just a short post that lasts for 24 hours on your timeline and then it disappears. So you can add a mood to these stories now and share how you're feeling. There's also a dark mode option, which might be really helpful if you're using the platform at night and you want it to be a little bit easier on your eyes. Facebook is also rolling out a new design for Facebook Messenger, so keep an eye on that. That might mean that some of your tools in Facebook Messenger might move around a little bit, but all of the features should stay the same. Facebook is also allowing you to convert 2D images into 3D images. This is something that's still being rolled out, so I don't have a ton of background information on that for you, but if that's something you're interested in, let me know and we can talk about that. Facebook is also going to test the ability to cross-post Facebook stories on Instagram. So if you use Instagram right now, you'll know that you have the ability to post a story from Instagram and also have it be posted to your Facebook. But now Facebook is testing the ability to do the opposite, which is post something to stories on Facebook, and then it will also get cross-posted to your Instagram. So it's fixing that backwards compatibility issue. Okay, and lastly, we're going to go into Facebook Town Hall, which is a new tool that people can find and contact their government officials, the different government agencies, and see what elected officials or members of local government are posting to Facebook. So the way you would access this tool, go to facebook.com/townhall, or you can access it from your tools on the settings on the left-hand side of your page if you're on a computer. So I'm thinking about ways that CCAN can use this tool, and some ways that I see is we can use Facebook Town Hall to direct people to their own town hall platform where they can call or email their legislators. We can also tell people to we can use Facebook Town Hall to tell people to put their address in, and you would go ahead and put in your home address, and then it will help you find your representative, and then you can go ahead and post on their Facebook page as a way to contact them. Okay, so this is what the Town Hall platform looks like. So I already put in my address. The first time I went to this platform, Facebook Town Hall, it asked me for my address, and so I live in DC, so I went ahead and put in my address, and if I move or something, I can always edit it here with this little pencil. So I put in my address, and it found my local DC elected leaders, and then I can go ahead and click on their profile. I can contact them. I can see what they're posting on Facebook. So let me show you a little bit of what that looks like. So it showed me this whole list here of DC legislators because I live in DC. So I clicked on one of their names. I clicked on DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. So it gave me her mailing address, her phone number, and her email. And not only that, I can actually go ahead and call her right from the Facebook platform. So I could go ahead and click call, and it would use my Facebook Messenger and send her a call right then and there. I can also email her, which will take me to my email platform. And it also gives me her mailing address if I want to send her a piece of mail. Okay, so what are some ways we can use this Town Hall tool? I really like the feature that you can call or email directly from Facebook. I feel like that eliminates a step. It eliminates the need for you to pick up your phone and call your member of Congress, for example. You can do it right from Facebook and talk to them from your computer. Or if you're doing this on a mobile, then it will take you to your phone, but you don't have to type in anything. It'll directly call them for you from your phone, which is one way to eliminate some extra steps and make the process a little more streamlined, a little bit smoother. So we can also encourage people to post our climate messages in the comments of something that a legislator posts, or we can go ahead and post directly to their page. So I would go ahead and encourage you to interact with your legislator using the Facebook Town Hall platform. Okay, so let's talk about Twitter, which is a different platform. So this is what the Twitter layout looks like if you're using it on a computer, on a desktop device. So if you want to post something, you can go ahead and post right here at the very top. It'll ask you what's happening. You can click here, go ahead and type in your post. You can add an image, you can add a GIF, you can also add in a poll, or you can add in some emojis, and then you'll go ahead and click tweet. So all of your tools are over here on the left, so you can go ahead and hit explore to see what's being posted by other people. You can check your notifications, you can check your messages, you can also bookmark content to view it later. You can also segment, like Facebook, you can also segment users into different lists, so you can check your lists. If you want to just see what your profile looks like, what you're posting, go ahead and hit profile, and then if you want to check out your tools and settings, go ahead and click more. And then on the right-hand side, you're always going to see what's trending. So what hashtags are trending? What are other people talking about that's gaining traction on the Twitter platform? Okay, so what does CCAN use Twitter for? We can bring in new supporters to CCAN using Twitter by posting our online advocacy actions. So that's petitions, emails to legislators, phone calls to elected officials, and more. We can also talk about what events are coming up from CCAN. We also like to use Twitter to share news about campaigns that we're running, so op-eds, editorial board pieces, LTEs, news articles if they're really strong, and then also sharing CCAN's generated content. So that would be videos that we produce, graphics that we make, blog posts that we write, photos from events, and so on and so forth. Also, Twitter makes it really easy to target your elected official. You just use the @ symbol to tag them, and you can ask them to take action on a particular bill or an issue. Okay, so let's talk about really briefly, again, here's how you post to Twitter. So at the top of your screen, if you're at the home page screen, you'll go ahead and click what's happening. Make sure you're signed in with your profile, and you can tell by your profile picture right here. You type out your message. Again, you can add an image, you can add a GIF, you can add a poll or some emojis, and then when you're done with your message, go ahead and click tweet. So what are some norms about Twitter? Twitter upped their character count. Initially, when Twitter first launched, you had about 160 characters to work with. Now that limit has been increased to 280 characters. So keep your post short, under 280 characters or less. If you're going to be live tweeting at an event, make sure you plan ahead. So before the event, note the Twitter handles of all of the different speakers or organizations so you can tag them in your post. And then using a short link is always best. If you need a short link to a link that we're sharing, CCAN will most likely give that to you, but if you're not sure, feel free to ask us and let us know. And you can always contact me as well if you have other questions about social media. Okay, this next post is just really briefly, I just want to talk about how you can be wary about spotting advertisements, so making sure you're not falling for promoted content, making sure you recognize what's an ad and what's not. So you can always know something is an ad because it will have a promoted tag at the bottom of the page. So I don't know if you can see it with my screen tools right here. Yeah, but now you can see it. If you look at the very bottom of this post, you can see it has a little promoted tag. So that's just how you know an organization is sponsoring that. So you might be a little bit more wary to interact with that. I've seen in my Twitter feed sometimes like ExxonMobil ads right in my Twitter feed, and I'm like, that's not right. You know, I don't want to be promoting the fossil fuel social media profiles. So just be sure you know what's an ad versus what is an actual account. Okay, let's talk about using video on Twitter. So if you want to upload a video and post it, Twitter has a time limit of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But you can also try and upload a clip that's a little bit longer than that, and then Twitter will ask you to trim that clip, and you can do that right from the app. So that's what this looks like over here on this image on the right. You can use your fingers if you're posting from your phone and sort of trim the clip and shorten it to get it within their time limit. My best advice about images and videos would be to use your own camera to capture picture and video rather than using the in-app camera that Twitter allows you to. The reason why is because then that way you will always have that image or video saved on your phone. So you can have the video to post on other platforms as opposed to if you post it to Twitter, it might not necessarily get saved to your in-app camera roll. Okay, so let's briefly talk about best practices for Twitter images. So images taken horizontally typically perform better. They'll show up as full size. Square images will get cropped in the post preview, but that's okay. Sometimes it'll still look okay and turn out okay. You can add up to 4 images with each tweet, and just so you know, you can tag up to 10 accounts in that 4 image post. So you can tag up to 10 accounts if you can't fit them into your description. Okay, lastly, let's talk about hashtags. So hashtags are a great way to make your post pop. Basically what hashtags do is it allows other users to click on that hashtag and see what other organizations or other people are posting about this same issue. So it's a good way to follow along with the conversation that's happening on Twitter. So you're seeing content posted from other people who feel the same about an issue that you do because they're using the same hashtag. So what are some hashtags we like to use from our campaigns? A good general one that's good for all climate campaigns is hashtag climate action now. These next set of hashtags are mostly campaign specific, campaign related to the campaigns that CCAN is running. So we passed the Maryland Climate Solutions Act, or we were promoting the Maryland Climate Solutions Act this year in the Maryland General Assembly. So we had our own hashtag to follow along with what other people are posting. So hashtags allow you to see every post that's been posted with that same hashtag. So it's a good way to track a campaign's progress over time, or if you're having a big event and many people are posting that same hashtag, you get to see what other people are posting and you get to like and share their content, or retweet, like and retweet on Twitter. Okay, so that's Twitter in a nutshell. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm very approachable and happy to answer your questions. Okay, so lastly, we're going to talk about Instagram. So Instagram is an image sharing platform, but now it's mostly it's images or video. So you can have a bunch of different tools available to you on Instagram. So Instagram's often abbreviated as IG or Insta. If you ever hear people say Insta, that's what they mean. They mean Instagram. So Facebook owns Instagram, so the cross-posting of content is something that's available to you. Okay, so let's just go over what this looks like here and what your different tools are here on Instagram. So I'm going to tell you what all these different buttons are. Okay, so this home button over here is the home. If you're elsewhere, if you're looking at someone else's profile and you don't know how to get out of it, just go ahead and hit the home. It'll take you back to your home screen. This magnifying glass is the search. So you can hit that and search for a user, search a hashtag. Yeah, you can search for different content. If you want to go ahead and post to your own Instagram, go ahead and click this little plus icon. That'll take you to the window where you can select your images and then go ahead and write up a little post. If you want to check your notifications, hit this heart. It'll show you how many people have liked or commented on a post that you have posted. And if you want to see what your profile looks like, go ahead and hit this button all the way on the right. That'll take you to your profile. And this is what CCAN's profile looks like. So what are some other Instagram things we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about Instagram TV, but first let's go into the posting basics. So like I said, if you want to make a post, go ahead and click the little post button at the bottom of your app. It'll take you to a window that looks like this, which will show you what images are available on your camera roll. So you'll go ahead and click it with your finger if you're on your phone, and you could select up to 10 photos or videos. So the way you would do that is press and hold, and then you'll see the number pop up in terms of the number of images you have selected. So to select an image, just tap it. If you accidentally selected it and want to deselect it, just tap it again. Right, you can add up to 10 photos or videos. You can also change your screen layout. You can try, and that's here, this button is change the screen resolution, so you can post larger images. This tool over here is called a boomerang, which kind of makes a GIF out of your images or videos. You can change the layout, and that's here. You can stitch your pictures together, which basically makes a collage all in one image. And you can select multiple by hitting this button as well. So then next, once you select your images, you'll go ahead and hit next. Then you can tag people, add location, add hashtags, and that is the final step where you will write your message of whatever you're sharing. So that's where you add your caption. And then lastly, on the last step, Instagram will also ask you if you want to take your post and also post it to your Facebook or Twitter or your Tumblr, and you can choose to do that if that makes sense to you. That's really easy. That's a really easy way to cross post to all of the different social media platforms that you have. So I would go ahead and recommend that if that's something that makes sense to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about really quickly how you can interact with a post on Instagram. So you're on Instagram, you're scrolling your newsfeed, and you see things that other people are posting, like Seekan, that you want to go ahead and like. So these are your tools right here. You can click the heart icon to like it, or you can double tap on the image to like it. This little chat icon is actually a comment, so you can go ahead and add a comment about what you're seeing. You can also share it to another user or share to your own story. So you'll go ahead and click this little paper plane arrow icon. Or over here, if you want to save this content and view it later, this is the bookmark button to save to your collection. Okay, so let's talk about Insta Story. So Insta Story is something that's only visible for 24 hours and then it disappears, and it's a full screen image that you'll use your phone camera for. So from your newsfeed, from your home button, if you want to add a story, just swipe your screen to the right. The vertical photos are basically what stories are good for. So if you want to post horizontally, just know that the people who are going to be viewing your story are going to have to turn their phones horizontally in order to view that. So I'd recommend vertical photos here. Stories are similar to Snapchat. If you've ever used Snapchat, you can share multiple photos or video clips. They will appear in slideshow format. And again, like I said, it will only be visible for 24 hours, and then they'll go ahead and disappear unless you save them. So you can go ahead and save them to your profile in your highlights section if you want them to be visible for an indefinite amount of time. You can also play around with filters, drawings, and text. So you can draw something on an image, you can add text to explain what's happening. That's up to you. Okay, so let's talk about Instagram Live. So like Facebook Live, Instagram gives you the option to go live. And it's a really great way to interact with your followers. So how do you do that on Instagram? What you're going to do is tap in the top left of your feed or swipe right. You're going to scroll to live at the bottom of your screen. Then go ahead and tap the live button. Once you go live, the number of viewers will appear up here at the top of your screen to show you how many people are watching it. If you're just viewing it or if you're hosting a live, you can also add a comment by tapping comment here at the bottom of your screen. When you're done, there is an end button to end it in the top right if you want to end your Facebook Live, and then you can choose to save it to your camera roll, or you can go ahead and share it to your story. So a new feature to Instagram Live is you can add a friend. So you can kind of have a dual screen going on where you can have a conversation. So the way you would do that is first your friend has to join your Facebook Live, and then they request you. Either you can add them or they request you to be added to this video to go live with you. And then it shows up kind of this dual screen here like we're seeing. So it's good for conversations, one-on-one conversations. It could be a really useful tool. Okay, so that's Facebook, Instagram Live. Now let's talk about Instagram TV. So Instagram TV are for longer videos. Instagram TV videos are full screen and they're vertical. So those videos can be anywhere from 15 seconds long to up to 60 minutes. The full 60 minutes actually is only available to verified accounts. All other users have a limit of 10 minutes. So users can watch Instagram TV content from within the Instagram app. However, there is a separate dedicated Instagram TV app that you can download. I don't think that's necessary because you still get most of the features of what you're getting when you're watching IGTV content on the Instagram app, but that is an option that's available to you. When you're on Instagram TV, videos will start to play automatically. You can like or comment on videos, or you can send and share videos to your friends via the direct messenger. So you can also cross-post Instagram TV videos with other channels like Facebook, Twitter, or your Instagram story. Okay, so what is the difference between Instagram TV and Insta Story? So Instagram Stories will go away after 24 hours. Again, those are those short video clips or images that you can write on, draw on, and add text. So while the Instagram TV video will stay on your account as long as you want, and you'll need to delete that. So Instagram TV requires you to use video in vertical format. Traditional videos are landscape, but Instagram TV encourages entirely vertical videos. So why is that? Instagram TV attracts vloggers and video content creators. So this is Instagram trying to compete with YouTube here. So Instagram is looking for non-edited videos, videos that aren't heavily produced. Like it's really user-to-user experience, but we want to make sure that we're posting high-quality videos that our audience wants. Okay, so here are just some general social media language tips that'll apply to all of the different platforms that we've talked about today. So here are some takeaways from some social media analytics that CCAN has done. So in general, shorter posts perform better. So many people won't take the time to read a lengthy post, so a short message is more likely to get a share or engagement. In general, feelings win out over facts. So what does that mean? It means use some convincing language to hook your audience in with a story and then give them an ask. So ask them to do something like sign a petition. So you might ask, what does that look like for me as a general climate activist? Well, that would look like explaining why you're in this climate fight. Like, why are you fighting climate change? Why are you so passionate about this issue? Like, explain that briefly in your social media post. And then once you say that, then you can go ahead and transition into, this is why I'm so passionate. And now this is what I'm doing about it. I'm calling my elected official. I'm signing a petition. I'm emailing my elected official. I'm RSVPing to an event that CCAN is putting on, or something like that. So I'd say try out some figurative language, but don't overdo it. And same thing with emojis. Emojis are great, but don't overdo it. Just be mindful of tone and balance. Okay, here are some photo tips. Photos are the best way we tell our story about our work. Make sure you know what social media platform you're using and whether vertical or horizontal images are better. So for your Facebook and Twitter, horizontal images are likely better. If you're using Instagram, uh, then vertical is probably better. If you're at an event, if we send you to an event and ask you to take pictures, make sure you get several photos of the crowd, of speakers, of posters. Try and get a group photo so we can see the power behind the number of event attendees that are at your climate event. Um, yeah, and just make sure you get photos that tell the story. So get photos with messaging in there, like posters or banners or signs. And just lastly, be aware of your lighting. So make sure you are using the best lighting, whether that's outdoors or indoors. You can change the flash on your camera. Just be mindful of those settings. Okay, so let's briefly talk about video and how CCAN uses video. So we might use Facebook or Instagram Live for some live events. We might do a Facebook watch party for some videos, like a documentary or something like that. We will post to our YouTube content like webinars, grassroots calls, videos from an event, or more. We might do some short video clips or interviews of some activists, and that is the kind of content we would post on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then if you have any more ideas, I'd love to hear them. Okay, so that's the end of our presentation today. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions about using social media, feel free to email me. My email is here. Again, my name is Stacy, so you can email me at stacy@chesapeakeclimate.org. I'm happy to take your questions. I'm happy to help you set up your social media profile, or if you're running into some trouble and you want to do some troubleshooting, I'm happy to help with that as well. So thank you so much. I hope you take care and stay well. Thank you so much. See you later.